Let's talk about power. Not brute force, not loud declarations, but power that works like gravity. Quiet, constant, undeniable. What if I told you that some of the greatest negotiations in history were led not by shouting men across war tables, but by women who understood influence like an art form? That in a world built around masculine models of strategy, some women, intellectual, intuitive, intentional, have rewritten the rules entirely. Today, we explore the intellectual framework of feminine negotiation, where leadership theory meets behavioral psychology and strategy wears perfume. This isn't just self-help. This is quiet genius. Welcome back to my channel, where intelligence, elegance, and elevation meet. Let's talk about why traditional negotiation misses the mark. Let's begin by recognizing what negotiation used to be. Traditional models, especially from mid-20th century economics, taught negotiation as a zero-sum game, one winner, one loser. This is called game theory, popularized by John Nash. It's useful in theory, but dangerous in relationships, workplaces, and creative spaces, especially for women. Why? Because zero-sum thinking ignores nuance, trust, emotion, and long-term positioning. Powerful women don't play to win the battle. They play to control the board. Think Eleanor Roosevelt, Christine Lagarde, Simone de Beauvoir. They didn't fight louder. They thought deeper. This video is your masterclass. Think Oprah Winfrey negotiating billion-dollar deals while making others feel seen. Jacinda Ardern leading New Zealand with compassion and policy strength. Shonda Rhimes walking away from network offers that didn't value her. Their secret? They don't negotiate like men. They negotiate like women in control. Here's what that looks like. Leadership theory divides power into two types: positional power based on title or authority, relational power based on influence, trust, and emotional resonance. Guess which one powerful women use? Relational power is the superweapon. Why? Because it doesn't need hierarchy. It needs presence. And presence is earned, not given. In negotiations, this looks like building rapport before making demands. Asking questions that reveal someone's deeper motives. Using empathy to shift tension into collaboration. Intellectual tool from Harvard's Negotiation Project. Negotiators who understand the interests beneath positions create more sustainable outcomes. It's not about what they say they want. It's about why they want it. Feminine energy knows to go underneath the surface. So let's recognize it as feminine tactic number 1. Now, let's dive into tactic number 2, the power of the question. Socrates never gave answers. He asked better questions. This ancient strategy, when used through feminine energy, becomes magnetic. In negotiation, questions disrupt control without aggression. They flip the dynamic while keeping harmony. They invite others to talk themselves into your point of view. For example, instead of saying that price doesn't work for me, try what would need to change in this offer to reflect my true value. Same boundary, more power, less friction. This is quiet leadership, strategic softness. It's not about being agreeable. It's about being so precise they align with you out of respect, not fear. Tactic number 3, feminine framing. Philosophers like Foucault and Judith Butler taught us, power often lives in the way stories are told. Feminine negotiators are masterful framers. They don't just argue facts. They reshape narratives. Instead of, I deserve more money because I worked hard, say, this role is a leadership function. The value I bring already exceeds the scope. Framing changes perception, and perception decides value. In negotiation theory, this is known as the anchoring effect. People's expectations get set by the first narrative introduced. Let your words frame the room before anyone else does. Emotional mastery as leverage is our tactic number 4. There's a myth that femininity is chaotic, unpredictable, emotional. But the most powerful feminine negotiators are emotional philosophers. They don't suppress emotion. They understand it, regulate it, and redirect it. In ancient Rome, Stoics like Marcus Aurelius spoke of being unmoved by storms. Today's powerful women, introverted or extroverted, embody a modern stoicism, emotional awareness, self-containment, response above reaction. When emotions arise in negotiation, anger, anxiety, urgency, she breathes. She pauses, She redirects. That's not detachment. That's intellectual sovereignty. Tactic number 5. Future-oriented thinking. Powerful feminine negotiation always has an eye on the long arc. She asks not, how do I win this moment? She asks, how does this choice shape my legacy? Dr. Maya Angelou didn't negotiate for just herself. She made decisions that empowered her readers, students, and successors. Feminine thinkers zoom out. They think like system designers, not just players. Ask yourself, what future does this decision build? Am I negotiating from fear or from vision? Let's wrap it up with a bonus tactic. The strategic mirror, making them see themselves. One of the rarest and most impactful negotiation skills? Mirroring. Not mimicry, not flattery. Strategic reflection. Powerful women don't overpower. They reflect back the needs, language, and values of the other party and use it to guide the conversation. Michelle Obama used this technique constantly as First Lady when handling political opponents, media, or even international figures. She'd repeat keywords, echo intentions, show she understood. The result? People felt seen, even as she led them in another direction. Try this phrase, I hear that. That's important. What I propose is, you've mirrored, then shifted, smooth, feminine, effective. These tactics don't just apply in boardrooms or billion-dollar deals. They're for salary talks, romantic relationships, friendships with unclear boundaries, business deals, content creation collaborations, and even subtle power plays in social settings. Wherever influence is needed, these tools apply. You don't need to yell to be heard. You don't need to stress to get ahead. You don't need to fight to win. You need to know, to listen, to lead with softness, and stand with strength. So here's your reminder, beautiful strategist, you were not made to beg. You were made to lead with grace. Let your negotiation be art. Let your power be quiet. Let your presence do the persuading. This is your soft power era, and it's only just beginning. Negotiation isn't about who talks the most, or who gets the last word. It's about influence, insight, and inner clarity. The intellectual feminine negotiator is part strategist, part philosopher, part poet. She speaks softly, but her impact echoes. And so I leave you with this. The most powerful woman in the room is never the loudest. She is the most prepared, the most self-aware, and the most attuned to the long game. Welcome to your next evolution. This is feminine power, not borrowed from masculine systems, but rooted in something deeper. Subscribe for more quiet power strategies, intellectual confidence, and feminine self-mastery. Your mind is your magnet. Your presence is your negotiation. Until next time, stay rare and stay wise.